Thank you so much for being with us. We committed to being over here on YouTube and on TikTok every day to empower and impact the lives of folks because there are two objectives that we have every day when we go live. The first objective that we have is to create a sense of connectedness and community where we love on each other and we support each other. It's also a very strong, powerful, safe space. So strong, powerful, safe space. The second objective that we have when we come on here and we do this live every single day is that we always have a topic that we discuss, and that topic is always going to be grounded in some spiritual tradition, some universal law, quantum mechanics, or psychology, so that you can better understand yourself, so that you can become the best version of yourself. So welcome in, so glad to have you. I see you, Janae. Thank you so much. Let's love on our wonderful moderators. Janae is over here on YouTube moderating, and our two fine moderators over here, Fine Wine and Mimi, both on TikTok. So thank y'all so much. Welcome in everybody. And if we do have any newbies, let us know that you're a newbie by putting a newbie in the chat. If I didn't see it, I didn't see it. Put it on there again. And thank you, Fine Wine, for those finger hearts. I truly appreciate you. All right, let's go. Let's go. Excellent. Excellent. So today's topic is one that it shows up everywhere. It shows up everywhere. It shows up in your life. It shows up in my life. It is a very natural occurrence. It is one that happens all of the time. And it is important that we champion it because until we champion it, we will be stuck in a cycle of scarcity, lack, want, need, less than, all of those things. We will never reach our greatest self because of this right here. Our topic for today is entitled Beyond Fear. That's right. Our topic for today is entitled Beyond Fear. Why fear of failure? And this is a very specific type of fear, the fear of failure. And I hope this resonates with you powerfully. Beyond fear. Why fear of failure is a lie your subconscious learned too well. Why is your subconscious mind? Why does it bend to this fear of success and fear of failure? But today, I really want to hang our hat on that today. What's going on? Good to see you in. Good to see you in. Welcome in. Welcome in. All of our wonderful people here on YouTube. Welcome in. Glad to have you with us. And we're gonna be here today. We're gonna have a really good talk. And the same thing here on TikTok. So does this resonate with anybody? The fear of failure. Has anybody ever wrestled with the fear of failure? Trinity, thank you. Monique, Fine Wine, Amy, Ava. Thank you, Glam. Thank you, Songbird, all of the time. Good. No, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Victorious. This is really one of those topics that at any time we can discuss because it always has a powerful sense of resonance with most of us. All of us at some point in time have been faced with a time where we had to make a decision, where we had to step outside on faith. Yeah, fear of success is definitely a variable in the equation too. But I want to hang our hat real heavily on the fear of failure because for so many people it's debilitating and it causes you to stay in the same position that you've been in for so long. And so I want to help you move beyond that fear of failure today. So the fear of failure often hides behind perfectionism. Now watch this now. Make sure that now, and I want you to get these because we're going to address each and every one of these as we move throughout our talk today. The fear of failure often hides. It hides. The fear of failure just doesn't say, hello, I'm the fear of failure. I'm afraid. You don't walk in and show up that way. But there are evidences. The fear of failure leaves traces. Tiny traces. And as a clinically certified hypnotherapist, I work with people all of the time who are trying to move beyond this particular fear. Because many of us wrestle with all types of fears, but this particular fear is the one that is most daunting. But here are the signs. The fear of failure often hides behind perfectionism. And as I mentioned, some of these little ticks and talks about the little aspects of the fear of failure. As I mentioned them, if they resonate with you, let us know that they resonate. The fear of failure often hides behind perfectionism, procrastination, overthinking, and waiting for the right time. Does any part of that, does anybody resonate with that? Do you see yourself operating in perfectionism, that everything has to be perfect, that everything has to be in alignment, that you won't release the book? You won't release the book because it's not perfect. You won't release the website because it's not perfect. You won't release the formulation for your herbal product because it's not perfect. You won't pull the trigger because the time isn't right. I have so much going on. I'm so busy. The time isn't right. Procrastination, you find yourself procrastinating and not pulling the trigger and doing the thing that you have the time to do. I can't move on sometimes unless something is perfect. That is a sign. Ready is a decision, not a feeling. There you go. Come on. You ready for this one? You ready for this one, Janae? So even though the right time never announces itself, you've never gotten you've never gotten an email or a text message from the universe that says the time is right. It just never shows up that way. And you have to, Jason, bit by bit, moment by moment. And that's why we're here today addressing this particular topic. Cleaning the whole house before starting small tasks, rewriting the same email 10 times. You know how, okay, watch this. Who has been guilty of a text message? They were writing a text message, but they wrote it like 4 or 5 different times, or they procrastinated on it. They didn't pull the trigger on it. They waited. Yeah, you just found yourself trying to perfect it over and over and over again. But it's really, you're afraid that the message will go over wrong. You're afraid that what your words will be perceived. Those are the things. The subconscious mind creates fear around failure because it believes it is protecting you from emotional danger. I'm going to say that again. If you want to take some notes, this is one that you need to take a note on. The subconscious mind creates fear around failure because it believes it's protecting you from emotional danger. Let me lay some foundational things here as we move forward. When you understand the power of the subconscious mind, you have two parts of the brain. We're going to talk about those two today. There are others, but we have the conscious mind and we have the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind, in and of itself, it is the big boss. You may believe that it's your conscious mind that's the boss, but it only represents 5% of what you experience as reality, your day. Your subconscious mind literally creates 95% of what you and I experience as reality. Yesterday, I wrote something, posted it, then went back, took it down, and archived it. Perfectionism. And that's the thing, especially in a space like social media. Social media, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Love you so much. I truly appreciate it. And is that Sendima? I don't want to mispronounce that. I really don't want to mispronounce it. If you can spell it out phonetically, because I want to say it. And again, if you are a newbie in here, let us know that you're a newbie. And if this is your first time hanging out, Cindy. All right, great. We'll take Cindy all day long. All right. If this is your first time being with us, either here on TikTok or on YouTube, let us know that you're a newbie by simply putting newbie in the chat so we can love on you. Y'all love on Cindy, please. Y'all love on Abel, please. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mimi, for those finger hearts. So again, write this down. The subconscious mind creates fear around failure because it believes it is protecting you from emotional danger. Let me lay some foundations. Your subconscious mind literally creates 95% of what you experience as reality because of the thoughts you have, the words you speak, the actions you take, and the emotions that you experience. I'm going to say it again. The thoughts you have, the words you speak, the actions you take, and the emotions that you experience literally are creating your reality. This fear is rarely about the task itself. It's not about the thing that is in front of you. Hey, C, welcome in. Glad to have you. You do construction, so it might not. Okay, no, you're perfectly fine. See, you're in a great place. Does hypnosis lead to multiple personalities or splitting of the mind? Absolutely not. No, in no way. No, it doesn't, Empress. But that's a good question. The subconscious mind literally creates fear around failure because it believes that it's protecting you. And so when you understand that the subconscious mind loves the familiar, remember that. The subconscious mind loves the familiar. It loves the familiar. It loves repetition. And even if that which is familiar is uncomfortable, the subconscious mind will still find comfort in it. That's why we like to call it the uncomfortable comfort zone. That's why you see evidence of it in people being in relationships way beyond the expiration date of the relationship. That's right. Fear isn't a task. Fear isn't about the task itself. It's about what is underlying. It's about the programming. And so that 95%, the reason why your subconscious mind literally runs 95% of what you experience as your day is because that's where the programming lies. That's where the programming lies. If you looked at your life or you looked at yourself as a computer for a moment, and that your life was systemic of this algorithm, so to speak, the programming of your life is in your subconscious mind. And the subconscious, this program creates an outcome. And so if you don't like the outcome, then of course you have to change what? You have to change the programming in order to change the outcome. To think that you're going to get a different outcome without changing the programming of the subconscious mind is a misnomer. And so for our topic today, I really want you to understand that this fear is not necessarily about the task at hand, the one that's in front of you. It is about what the mind thinks the failure means to you. Because perception is everything. I had to add an expiration date to my marriage. Hey, listen, unfortunately, those are some things that have to happen. The expiration date beyond, sometimes you have an expiration date and you stay in situations way beyond the season that you're supposed to stay in them, especially when they're uncomfortable. Oh, wow. Yeah, you got some good energy, Everett. Everything is going to be just fine. No worries. How do I work on my subconscious mind so tasks like cold calling all day doesn't seem so bad? That's a good one. Ooh, that's good. Because if you're in sales, if you are in those are things because really what that's about is about not wanting to experience. It's really about not wanting to experience that fear of failure. It's an uncomfortable. Nobody likes to hear no. We don't like to hear no, and so making sales calls that's a tough one. And so, but if you stick around, I'm going to address all of those variables in the equation and how we arrive at that space. So again, fear is rarely about the task itself. It's rarely about you having to make cold calls. It's rarely about you having to make having a tough conversation. No, it's about the feeling that you think you're going to experience because of a possible outcome. And if you feel that for one moment that it's going to look and feel like failure, it's not going to feel good at all. It's not going to feel good at all. So have you ever noticed how your body reacts to the idea of failing more intensely than the failure itself? Have you ever noticed how viscerally how your body responds to the idea of failure? It just doesn't feel it doesn't feel good. And so it's your nervous system responding viscerally to the possibility of being disappointed. We don't like disappointment. Yeah, it is very listen, it has some very tough variables. It doesn't feel good. So I know exactly what you're talking about, especially my folks that have been in sales before or you're in sales right now. So, if you're ready for part 1, put 1 in the chat. If you're ready for part 1, put 1 in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. If you're ready for part 1, put 1 in the chat. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Oh, okay. I got you, Empress. Yeah, I might have the pace and pentameter above, but I'm not a pastor. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Glam. Thank you, Trinity. I truly appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right. So, childhood conditioning. So, we're going to go all the way back, and then I want to let you know that this is foundational. Childhood conditioning, where fear first learns your name. Where fear first learns your name. Where you first get introduced to this thing called fear. Because if you ever looked at, watched your toddlers play, they can be off the Richter scale. Man, thank you so much. I appreciate you. We love you too, Wholesome. Thank you. I appreciate your presence, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sabali. I see you in here. Thank you, Sabali, for grabbing that Daily Heart Man. If you have not grabbed your Daily Heart Man as you come in here on the TikTok side of things, make sure that you grab that Daily Heart Man. And we're right in the meat of things. So go ahead and start share this live out. Here we go. Take a deep breath, y'all. Many people inherit the belief that mistakes are dangerous because they grew up in environments where criticism felt louder than love. That when you accidentally spilt the milk or you accidentally knocked something over and you broke something, that the criticism was so loud. They yelled and screamed and punished, and some of us might have gotten spanked because of mistakes that we made. And so it conditioned us to never want to make simple mistakes. Not that you did something wrong or you did something bad. You simply, as a child, made a mistake. And for making mistakes, children make mistakes. Children make mistakes all of the time. Thank you for writing that, Janae. Criticism felt louder than love. Criticism felt. Can you feel that? Do you feel that resonating right now? The criticism that you got, that many people get, is louder than the love that they received in the home. Over and over and over again. Criticize, 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 criticize. Because you simply made a mistake. You didn't know. You didn't know you weren't supposed to drink the cranberry juice. You didn't know that that was some special food that was set aside. You just knew that it was some food in the refrigerator and you went to get it. You didn't know that that was, grandma's special trinket. You just thought it was another colorful toy that you could play with. It's still like that from family, friends, and society, work. And that's the tough part because everybody is acting out of their own programming. It's like we hear the negative things louder. Yes, we do hear the negative things. Does it to me every day. I have autism. I don't mean to do things wrong. Wow. Wow. One of our family members over here, and hey, Jumps, good to see you on. That's one of the things that my that one of our family members over here on YouTube just said. Jump says, "That's my dad. That's what my dad does to me every day. I have autism and I don't mean to do things wrong." And it's not that you did things wrong, you just made a mistake. Or you fall, anytime we fall outside of the construct of what our tribe believes is the right thing, many of us were punished for it. So again, many people inherit the belief that mistakes are dangerous. You inherit the belief that mistakes are dangerous. Inherited that belief that mistakes are dangerous because they grew up in environments where criticism felt louder than love. Hearing, especially this statement, thank you so much, Joy, for grabbing that daily heart me. Thank you. Especially this statement right here. Anybody ever heard this one? Y'all ready? You should know better. After making a clear and honest mistake, you hear the words, you should know better. Anybody ever heard those words before? And so as a child, this is where the conditioning begins to take root, so that you begin to fear failure, fearing making a mistake. Many of us heard those same words. I told myself that all the time. We're going to change those words, okay, Joy? We're going to change those words. I expect better from you was another. Oh, thank you, Mimi. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm my own worst critic. Because what winds up happening is that once this type of thinking becomes programmed data in your subconscious mind, it begins to run on autopilot. So not only are you the victim of that type of programming, but you victimize your own self by speaking the same language internally. So you wind up having anybody in here have that internal dialogue where they start to sound like their victimizer. Like they sound like their mother, they sound like their father. As you talk to yourself, you sound like them. Man, I feel the weight of that. I feel the weight of it right now. And I didn't plan on going that heavy right now. I thought we were just gonna slide into this thing nice and easy. But that's you should know better. I expect better from you. This is the weight. That's why this month, if you are on here and you are, this is resonating with you, y'all already know the last virtual hypnosis. I'm hosting a virtual hypnosis experience. I know I'm doing this a little bit early. Pull your calendars out, pull your calendars out, pull your calendars out. Pull your calendars out. If you haven't put the date in, if you haven't registered, you need to register for our virtual hypnosis experience. You need to register for our virtual hypnosis experience on December the 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am hosting a virtual hypnosis experience. And the theme for this month, this is the last one for the year, it is healing the inner child so that you can become the best version of yourself, the greatest version of yourself. It's so challenging. It's so challenging. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Mimi. It's so challenging to become the best version of yourself. Well, you might be in the wrong place, Scott, and kind of watch yourself, because we got some moderators in here that they don't play the radio. So if you have a question, they ain't last long. I'm sorry, it was quick. It was quick. Mimi, we ain't get a man a chance to just say, hey, we sorry. Why y'all do that? Why y'all put the man? Oh God. I love y'all. Y'all make me laugh. The poor man got put out so fast. The poor man. He said one little thing. I need y'all to have a little more, a little more grace. All right, let's give them a warning. Can we give them at least a warning one time? What you say, Glenn? We in here learning. Oh God. Oh, y'all, I love y'all so much. I swear, I do. I just, yeah, I'm sorry. We gonna keep going. We have to keep going. Okay. So, no warning, Amy. Amy said no warning. All right, then. Listen, Amy has spoken. She said no warning, and I'm pretty sure that Mimi and Fine Wine and Janae are with all of that. Oh gosh. Thank y'all so much. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The subconscious mind pairs achievement with safety. Watch this now. This is the other side of the coin. Here's the other side of the coin. The subconscious mind pairs achievement with safety and mistakes with emotional risk. So what do you wind up doing? You have a natural fear of failure because you were programmed as a young child that you literally inherited a belief that mistakes are dangerous because oftentimes you were punished for making simple mistakes. Things that you will associate, the mistakes that you will associate with failure, which really isn't failure, it's just a mistake. But because you associate mistakes and failure as the same thing, and you were punished for making those mistakes, you associate mistakes with failure. As an adult, you fear failure. You fear the emotional weight of having to deal with all of the stuff that comes along with failure. So subconsciously, your mind is running a program, and that program is kicking out the same results. So when the nervous system learns that love or approval is conditional, this is really, really heavy here. That's why I'm inviting you to be a part of this virtual hypnosis experience, and it is absolutely powerful. And I want you to do the registration, and follow our mods, and they're giving you the directives. Normally, the registration is $95 to do the virtual hypnosis experience. And again, it's the last one of the year. That's December the 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally, it's $95 in order to be a part of it. But because you guys have been hanging out with me all week, I am going to create a space. I'm going to create a space for you. I'm going to create a space for you to heal that inner child. Very simply, very beautifully, to heal that inner child. All right? Excellent. Hearing you should know better, being compared to siblings, being compared to other family members, or being praised only when performing well. These things lay programming in the subconscious mind that have you afraid of failure because you want to be accepted. You want to be accepted by the tribe. You want to be regarded by the tribe. You want to be celebrated by the tribe. And as you are celebrated and regarded by the tribe, these are the things that you wish to do. It's very, very simple. So when the nervous system learns that love or approval is conditional, the adult self becomes afraid to take risks that might jeopardize that approval. So, I'm going to say that again. When the nervous system learns that love or approval is conditional, when the nervous system learns that love and approval is conditional, the adult self becomes afraid to take risks that might jeopardize that love, that might jeopardize that approval. So does that make sense? Does that make sense with everybody? Do you see where, as a child, these things begin to program us into not taking those risks? And as adults, we begin to hold on to these things as a true way of living. Thank you, Mimi, for those finger hearts. If it makes sense and it resonates, put yes in the chat. And before we move any further, I want to put this out there, and this is for my newbies. Come here, newbies. This is really, really important. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Trinity. Thank you, Fine Wine. Thank you, Mimi. Here it is. Remember this. We live in an energetic universe. We live in an energetic universe. And because we live in an energetic universe, this universe has a language. That's right. This universe has a language. Man, it's getting hot in this. It's getting hot in this piece. Man, you know, it's this time of year when you have to turn down that doggone AC. Boy, I mean, turn that heat down. Man, I guess it's the lights. It's the lights. It's the lights. All right, here it is. The nervous system learns that love or approval is conditional, and adult self is afraid to take those risks. And so so at this point, I really want you to take a moment. I really want you to take a moment and consider being with us on the 23rd. I really do. Because until we start to heal the inner child, it's virtually impossible for us to move forward to become the best version of ourselves, because we're playing those same old stories over and over again. We're playing the same stories of the same hurt. We're dealing with the same stories of fear over and over and over again. If you're if you're ready to step beyond that, this is the season for it. This is the time for it. And it's a great way for you to prepare as we move into 2026. Okay? In quantum terms, early emotional environments collapse into probability patterns that the mind keeps replaying until something interrupts it. I'm going to say that again. In quantum terms, early emotional environments collapse into probability patterns, because we're talking about quantum mechanics here. Because remember, we live in an energetic universe, and because we live in an energetic universe, this energetic universe has a language. And because this has a language, what is that language? That language is frequency. It is frequency, vibrational frequency. And so that frequency, you might say, well, AD, thank you, Mimi. You may say, well, AD, where does that frequency come from? That frequency, it literally arises out of us in part. It arises from thoughts we have, the words we speak, the actions we take, and the emotions that we experience. And because it does that, it creates a resonance, a resonance. Those four things create a resonance, a frequency that is projected out into the quantum field. And as it's projected out into the quantum field receives it and it reflects it back to us as reality. So what does that say? That the universal law of correspondence says, as within, so out, as above, so below, as it is in the east, so shall it be in the west. And so those aspects of the quantum, when we're looking to create a thing, it is systemic of what? The thoughts we have, the words we speak, the actions we take, and the emotions that we experience. That resonance that we create is a frequency, and that resonance is projected outward into the quantum field. The quantum field receives it and is reflected back to us as reality. So where your focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. And because that is where it is, you're co-creating your existence to good degree. So when it comes to the programming of fear of failure as a program that is running in your subconscious mind, what is happening? Well, if it's a part of your subconscious mind's programming to be afraid of failure, then what is happening? It is influencing the thoughts you have, the words you speak, the actions you take, and the emotions that you experience. And because that fear is it's influencing the protocols of alignment, it too is a part of the frequency that you're sending out. And so if you're sending out a signal of fear all of the time, the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of pulling the trigger, causing you to procrastinate, you're literally broadcasting this signal over and over and over again, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You're broadcasting this signal out, and the universe is reflecting it back to you as reality. So if you understand that, if that makes sense, this is foundational for us to continue with the rest of our talk. If this makes sense, put yes in the chat. If it makes sense. Now, if it doesn't, let me back up, and I'll share it again. But where your focus goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. Thank you, Breed Love. Thank you, Monique. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Songbird. Thank you, Janae. Thank you, daughter. Excellent. 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 Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. If you're ready for part, if you're ready for part, if you're ready for part two, put two in the chat. If you're ready for part two, put two in the chat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you. Thank you, honey man. Thank you. Let's go. Emotions, actions, thoughts, words. There you go. You're right, Janae. All right, here we go. Perfectionism. The perfectionism trap. I'm here. Let me see. I hear what you're saying, but I'm curious about your mass hypnosis. But do you worship the Lord? I accept all spiritual traditions in this space. There's no spiritual tradition that outweighs another. I respect people's journey. I respect their space. I respect their belief. And this is a question that I have gotten. Does she know she's being hypnotized now? This is the question. And y'all stand down. This is a question that I get often, especially from the Christian community. No, I need to. I need to, Divine. And this is important because, because of where they are. And I understand. I remember a really good friend of mine. One of my best friends is a bishop. One of my really, really good friends. I mean, he is an amazing brother. Like, he's a good friend of mine. We play golf together. We've traveled together. And his wife was in need of some help. It's too late. Oh God. I'm not playing with y'all fine wine. Never mind. I love y'all. But no, I'm gonna answer the question anyway. If they can hear it, maybe they do, they don't. I don't know. Oh, I love y'all. His wife was in need of some help. And because the wife was in need, it was a spam account. Oh, okay, I got you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. See, well, at least y'all have the luxury of checking. But no, I'm going to go ahead and answer the question really quickly and I'm going to get back on task. But she asked me, his wife, she asked me, she said, well, what is the spirit behind hypnosis? And I chuckled to myself. And I said, well, whatever spirit you bring in here. that was my response. Because, when most people don't understand the science behind the subconscious mind, when they don't understand that the underpinnings of how powerful it is, a modality. It's just like you going to the doctor and you want surgery performed, but you want to know the spirit behind his knife. No, I want to know, are you skilled? Are you trained? Are you certified? Are you insured? Have you done this before? I want to know those kinds. I want to know those answers. But no, people, if I love a genuine curiosity, so I'm with the genuine curiosity. But if it's spam, we gonna let them go on and be spammed out. But thank y'all. I love y'all so much. And see, this is the thing, and the reason why I love them because they protect this space. They protect this space jealously. Because they believe in the power of people's ability to change and to become better and to do better. And because our moderators get down like that, they don't play around. Because this space, nobody, no spiritual tradition, no orientation, none of that stuff. You will not be disregarded or disrespected in this room. You will always be seen. That's right, big mamas. Big Mama 1, 2, and 3. We got Big Mama 1, 2, and 3 up in here. I love y'all. Y'all are hilarious. Okay, my goodness. I'm trying to see. Carol, well, yeah, that's why I was trying to go to Carol. After money and health, what are the other markers of wealth? Ooh, that's an interesting thing. Um, it's all relative, Carol. It is all relative to what you need in your experience. Because someone may make $100,000 a year and they be the happiest man or woman on earth and have everything that they need, while someone else may require $500,000 or $10 million or $100 million. Everything is relative in this space, and so it just kind of is what it is. And so I have no judgment as to what somebody should feel is abundance or prosperous. It is according to them and what their soul screams for. And that's the bigger question. What does your soul scream for? Do I offer therapy? Absolutely. Yes, I am a clinically certified hypnotherapist for sure. Yeah. Thank you for that question. All right, so we're moving. Perfectionism. When fear dresses up as high standards. Watch this. So how long you been off track? Right. See how, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right, Divine. Here we go. And this is important. Perfectionism. And if y'all don't mind, I'm going to stay on track for the next few minutes because I want us to stay focused. Okay, I'm not going to be laughing at y'all. I'm not going to be reading y'all comments that y'all gonna be saying crazy stuff. But it's okay. I love y'all doing what you do. So keep doing that, and y'all talk amongst yourselves while I keep teaching. All right, fair enough. Thank you. All right. So perfectionism is often the subconscious's mind trying to prevent rejection before it happens. Perfectionism. You hear what I said now? Perfectionism is a trap. Perfectionism is a trap. And I'm talking to myself because if there was one thing that I use to justify my procrastination, because these things are stacked. These things are stacked. Perfectionism is a trap when fear dresses up as high standards. And so, yes, there were moments when I was afraid of failure. There were moments when I was afraid of a particular outcome. So what did I do? What did I do? I simply dressed it up. I put a pretty suit on it. I put a pretty suit on it because see, here's the thing: excuses are real. But excuses, it does not matter whether an excuse is a valid excuse or an invalid excuse, it is still an excuse. And an excuse will take you out of the game. So the fear of failure is just the progenitor of the thing. Thank you. Thank you, C. So perfectionism is a trap. Perfectionism, again, is often the subconscious mind trying to prevent rejection before it even happens. Many people secretly fear that if their best effort is not perfect, it will confirm their deepest insecurity. Their deepest insecurity. Because those insecurities were laid in childhood. Thank you, Pharaoh. I truly appreciate you, bro. Those insecurities were laid at childhood. Those insecurities were laid at childhood. So again, many people secretly fear that if their best effort, that's me. Anytime this, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a transparent moment with you. When I write books, I've written a number of books. And every time I'm about to release a book, there's this thing that happens in my gut. And I don't, and because I want the book to be received, I want it to be impactful to people, I want it to be successful. And so there's this angst that I get when it comes to right before, right before we're about to release the book and we're doing the post-production, we're doing the editing and all of that stuff. I start to get anxious about it. That's every time I go into a meeting at work. I get, right. I understand, Monique. You've been doing this. Listen, I've been writing books for 20 years. I wrote my first book over 20 years ago. And that's the nature of this beast. Many people secretly fear that if their best effort is not perfect, it will confirm their deepest insecurity. So we do this perfectionism thing. We have to review things over and over again. We have to proofread everything 10 times. We make sure that everything is perfect. And we justify procrastination by our so-called need for perfectionism. But really what we're doing is staying off the fear of experiencing the emotional state of rejection. We don't like rejection. We don't like no. When people don't, thank you, Monique. When people don't like our work, people don't like our artwork, when people don't like our performances, when people don't like our stuff, everybody not gonna like your book. They're not. Everybody's not gonna like my book. But at the same token, I am the one who defines what that means. No, I'm literally there now with my writing. No, I understand, Joy. I've been there so many times. In fact, the very first book I wrote, and I've shared this story with you all before, the very first book that I wrote 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago now, when I wrote Our Spirits Renewed, one of my good friends came into the studio, not the studio at the time, but came into my office. And he said, man, how's everything going with the book? Because he was a published author already. And I said, man, everything is going good, man. I was just, I'm just up here proofreading. And he paused. Make sure you follow this, Joy. Make sure you follow this. He said, you doing what? I say, thank you, Breed Love. I am just proofreading, just making sure, proofreading and editing and making sure everything. He said, well, how long have you been finished with the, like when you finished writing the book? I said, I've been finished the book for a few months now. And he stopped again and he looked at me. He kind of laughed. I said, what? He said, listen, man, cut it out. He said, every time you touch that book, I guarantee you're going to find something else wrong. You're going to find a word that you want to change. You're going to find a sentence that you need to move from the top of the paragraph down to the bottom. You're going to find something that you want to change. He said, cut it out. Get the doggone book to a particular point. I'm talking to you right now, Joe. In fact, anybody who's writing a book right now, I'm talking to you. Get the book to a point and release the doggone thing. Stop being afraid. And I was like, what? I said, well, doggone. I didn't have a retort that was, cunning and quick and sharp with it. I didn't have an answer. Thank you, Scarlett, for that daily heart. I didn't have that. I didn't have the retort. I didn't. So guess what I just did? What I did? I did exactly what my friend said to do. I said, it's done. I'm done with it. I released the book. And it did well. Thank you, Amy. I'm fixing to publish mine today. Working on the cover. See? I mean, but you're in the right place at the right time, Divine. You're in the right place at the right time. It was time for you to do that. And so I've gotten better over the years. I don't procrastinate like I used to. I go ahead and get it to a point and I'll release it. But I still have the thing in my stomach because it's important to me. Now, so this perfectionism thing is a trap. And so here, make sure you understand this. The universe does not require perfection. Hello, if I could just slap the phone. Hello. The universe does not require perfection. The universe does not require perfection. Thank you, daughter. The universe doesn't require perfection. It just doesn't. It doesn't. I promise you, it doesn't require perfection. Only participation. All you have to do is to be in alignment with your divine purpose and whatever it is that's in your heart to share with the world. And as long as you do your best, you show up your best, and you call it a day. The universe does not require your perfection. It just requires your participation. Creative projects. Thank you so much, Glam. Thank you, Fine. Not Fine. Well, thank you, Mimi. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Only our society has that attitude, and it's very true. That just resonated with your soul. I'm glad, Breed Love. The universe does not require perfection. It only requires your participation. Creative projects unfinished. Opportunities decline, dreams postponed until everything lines up. Perfectionism, parading around as some glorified procrastination technique. Really, it's just fear. Yeah, I understand when you got so many things going on, daughter. I do. I get it. I get it. I get it. What part of you still believes that being perfect is the only way to be worthy? The law of assumption reminds us, because I'm always going to put these universal laws in because I want them to become entrenched in your psyche. Yes, I am hypnotizing you right now. What I'm doing is helping to reprogram your mind to be successful, because you notice I use the same themes. I talk about the same laws over and over again. I talk about the same quantum mechanics over and over again. And as I'm talking about them, I'm literally doing it over and over again because the subconscious mind loves the familiar. So I'm making you very, very familiar with these same topics over and over again, these same principles over and over again, but just with different themes in different contexts. And so the law of assumption reminds us that what we believe about ourselves becomes the framework through which life responds. Where your focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. Where your focus. Thank you so much for that daily heart, me. I truly appreciate it. Literally, the law of assumption literally reminds us that what we believe about ourselves becomes the framework through which life responds to us. The universe gives to us what we ask for based upon what? How we see ourselves. It doesn't give to us what we ask for, but it does give to us based upon how we see ourselves. Hey, Nikki, good to see you on. And if you are a newbie in here, welcome in. If you're a newbie, welcome in. If this is your first time on the live, let us know that you're a newbie by simply putting newbie in the chat. Put newbie in the chat so that we can love on you. Thank you so much. Y'all, thank y'all for loving on our newbies. Put it in the chat. If you are a newbie, just put newbie in the chat and we can love on you. Thank you, Licia. Y'all love on Licia. Breed Love is new. Y'all love on Breed Love. And now is that Chanel? Is that Chanel? I think that's Chanel. Is that Chanel? I think it's right. If you are a newbie, listen, let us know. We love on you. We appreciate y'all for being in here with us because you could have been anywhere. Okay, Chanel, good. We got us a Chanel in here. Christina, welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Y'all love on it. And listen, if this is your vibe, this might be your tribe. So don't go anywhere. Continue to share out this live because when we come on here, listen, let me introduce myself really quickly to our newbies. My name is A.D. Roberts, and I am a clinically certified hypnotherapist and success coach. And every day when we come on this live, there are two goals that we have. The first goal is that we create a sense of connectedness and community where we just love on each other. This is a safe space. Thank you, Licia. This is a safe space. And so you can show up however you show up as long as it's respectful because our moderators are very protective of your space. They're very, very protective of your space. And so they're not going to allow any negativity, any trolling, any of that stuff. They're not playing any games. I promise you, they take this very, very seriously. They like the old school ushers at the church. Y'all remember growing up in the church, the old lady they had them little black, the ladies on usher board number 1. Those of you who grew up in the South, y'all might know what I'm talking about. They will take you out real quick, right by the ear. If any part of what we have been talking about, has resonated with you at any meaningful level, do y'all see this banner right down here where it says Cracking the Abundance Code? I wrote this book and I released it in the spring of this year. If any part of what we've been talking about today in this live resonates with you, thank you, Joy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm glad you can see it because sometimes it doesn't show up. I wrote this book so that you gain access to the same mindset that I have been blessed with. The abundance that you're looking for is looking for you too. Literally, the abundance that you're looking for is looking for you. Your very natural state is abundance. Your natural state is abundance. And so, what we've been talking about in this talk about the fear of failure, guess what the fear of failure is when it comes to abundance? It limits your ability to attract a whole lot of abundance into your life because you're going to have to take some risks. You started reading yours already. All right, Nikki. Good, 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 good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Right now, if you are not, if your life is not reflective of the abundance that you should naturally be experiencing, if you're not experiencing that abundance because your natural state is prosperous, your natural state is abundance. Why am I saying that? Because very, very simply put, you came from abundance. I mean, it's just simple. You came from abundance. Your source is abundant. So why should the life that you be living not be reflective of that? Simply put, especially if you find resonance in what we've been talking about today, about the fear of failure. The fear of failure is one of the biggest limiting beliefs that can hinder you from attracting wealth and abundance into your life. And the very first chapter is what? It's on limiting beliefs. That's exactly what it is. And so I help you to understand what limiting beliefs you've been holding on to. So this right here, this is the first step. And usually the limiting beliefs that you're holding on to are systemic of some childhood trauma. They're some childhood trauma or some young adulthood trauma that is grounded in financial trauma. And so your relationship with money is not the best relationship. It's just like being in a bad relationship, a bad romantic relationship. And that romantic relationship breaks up. And as that romantic relationship breaks up, and you go through a process of what? You have to heal before you move into the next relationship. Or do y'all heal from y'all relationships, or do y'all just jump right into the next one? I'll wait. Anybody bold enough? Thank you, Mimi. So when you all break up with people, when y'all break up in relationships, do y'all just move on? Or do you go through a process of healing? Which one is it? Amy says heal. Amy says heal. That's good. That's good. That's wise. Anybody else just move on? Because see, here's the problem with a lot of people. Unfortunately, they don't heal. And see, not healing from old financial relationships. See, like your old relationship with money, it may not be the greatest. And so if you don't heal from your past financial trauma, how is it that you can move into a new relationship with money? Thank you, Queen. Go ahead and welcome in from Kenya. How is it that you can do that? How is it? 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 So what this is doing, what Cracking the Abundance Code does is it, one, it helps you to realize what your limiting beliefs are. Two, it helps you to begin to dismantle those limiting beliefs. And so once you dismantle those limiting beliefs, that's in chapter 1. And I'm literally going through this process with you. The next chapter in the book is on quantum leaping into your wealthy identity. That's one of my favorite chapters, because you don't have to follow these traditional steps in order to become wealthy. You literally, I mean, you hear people on TikTok all of the time talking about how they tap into the wealthiest version of themselves and how they began to attract all of this wealth and abundance because they timeline jumped. If anybody ever hear anybody do any posts talking about timeline jumping or quantum leaping into another version of themselves or a different timeline? Anybody know what I'm talking about? If you know, you've heard it. Okay, you've heard it. Excellent, excellent. Well, it's a real thing because we live in an energetic universe and quantum mechanics is a real thing. And by virtue of your focus, where your focus goes, yes, the 3D, the 4D, all of those things. Exactly. And so as I wrote this book and released it in the spring of this year, my whole goal was to help you to quantum leap into your wealthy identity. And so that's what the second chapter is all about. So when you order this book, what you also notice, and then we're going to get ready to go back into our main topic. I put in the very front of the book is a 21-day roadmap. It's a 21-day roadmap to success as it pertains to cracking the abundance in your life. And so it's like having me with you for 21 days. I am with you. I tell you exactly what to do, step by step, day by day, moment by moment, what you need to be doing in order to shift into quantum leap into the wealthy version of yourself. And so this book is absolutely powerful. When you order, go ahead and listen. If you haven't ordered Cracking the Abundance Code, go ahead and grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code now. It's 15 bucks right here in the TikTok shop. When you order it, I'm going to sign it. I'm going to put your name in here. I'm going to put a little special note in there. I'm also going to put a little special gift in, and we're going to ship it out immediately. So it'll be to you if everything is going well. Like they've really been cranking it out. As everything goes well, it should be to you before Christmas. So go ahead and grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code. This is a good time for you, and for you to do that. I am going to pin this, and don't go anywhere. We're getting ready to, we're going to continue to go ahead and go to our next. Thank you, Hebrit. Thank you, hey Brit, for putting it in your cart. We see you. We see you. Oh yeah, it does. It doesn't it ship super fast, Nikki. You're like, we get that bad boy. And if you would, Nikki, go ahead and do a review. Since you say if for all of you who have gotten your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code, go ahead and put your review in. All my meditation people, come here to the front real quick. Yeah, you just got yours in a few days, so that's good. Excellent. Where my meditation people at? Put me in the chat. Where my meditation people at? If you meditate, put me right here. If you're a meditator. What we just did, we created these bliss candles. We created this series, this triple bliss meditation candle set, and it is for meditation and for manifestation. I'm just going to be flat out candid with you. These are some powerful candles. Each one of these candles are 100% natural soy based. These candles have a cotton wick in them. They're all infused with essential oils that are in alignment with the thing that we're talking about here. So this candle is the abundance candle. It has bergamot and it has lemongrass in it. Thank you, Rosemary. I'm glad you love your candles. Thank you for grabbing them. It has lemongrass, it has bergamot, and it also has the, oh my gosh, lodestone oil. It has lodestone oil in it. And if anyone knows what a lodestone is, it is a magnet. So it helps to magnetize the intention behind this candle. So the abundance candle helps you to attract wealth and abundance and prosperity while you're doing your meditation time. I use that candle every single day. There are people on this live right now who have used this candle, used the abundance candle, and has attracted some major stuff into their space too. So you definitely want to grab grab this triple bliss set. The second one in the triple bliss set. Did I see Janet O come up in here? Welcome in, Janet O. The second one is one of my favorites. It is the Heal. It's a favorite of mine because look how beautiful that is. It is the Heal candle. And it too is 100% soy cotton wick, and it is infused with, yes, and this one does smell amazing. Yeah, this is my favorite. Like, it's infused with essential rose oil. High vibrational. You can't be depressed sitting around smelling rose, and it is very, very pronounced. So it's amazing properties. If you understand aromatherapy, if you understand what the vibrational frequency of rose and what it does to the physical body, it really does help to align and heal. So this is a great candle to be a part of the triple bliss set. So go ahead and grab that. You want to do that. And then bringing up the rear, last but not least, is the happy candle. And we're about to kick right back off. So go ahead and grab this set. The last one is happy. The happy candle, it is absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorites. And why it's a favorite of mine is because of this particular scent. It is lemon verbena. And when you understand what lemon verbena is, it is wonderful for lifting the spirits, lifting the moods. That's why when you go to like these high-end resorts and you go to these spas and things, the soaps, the stuff that they do, it is the lemongrass. I mean, it's the lemon verbena, and it smells absolutely amazing. Like and let's go ahead. In fact, let's go ahead and celebrate. I see Christina. Christina grabbed. She grabbed something. I think you grabbed one of the candles. So congratulations to you. We're going to celebrate her for grabbing that doggone thing, grabbing her candle. But this one here, this lemon verbena, it smells just, man, It smells so delicious. It smells so delicious. And it's designed to create a mood of happiness because you can't be miserable around here talking about you attracting abundance. So during your meditation time, you want to add these meditation candles to your experience, and they're absolutely powerful. They're amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and pin those. So make sure that you grab either one of those. And then I've also put inside of the TikTok shop, you can grab them individually. Individually, they're $15, but you can get all three. You can get all three for 40 or 39. $39. So that's gonna save you $5 on it. So that's the great thing. So go ahead and grab your set, and we ship them out today. We ship them out today. And they typically, just like the books, they typically get to you really, really quickly. And that's a great thing. That is an absolutely great thing. All right, any questions? Any questions? I'm going to go ahead and unpin this so that we can get back. We get back to our topic. Get back to our topic. Yes, yes, yes. Good, good, good. Hold on. I am going to remove these. Yes, I am. Hold on. And we're almost back. I promise you, we're almost back. Because when we have them during the live, they want us to hold them up and all of that stuff throughout the whole time. We ain't got time to do that. We trying to teach some folks some stuff. All right. If you are, let's see, good. If you're ready for part 3, put 3 in the chat. If you're ready for part 3, put 3 in the chat. Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for those. Listen, thank you for those, Mimi. Thank you for the Oasis Mind Spa stickers. And y'all can use those stickers. And when y'all like some stuff, put those stickers off in there. I like when I see those things. They make me feel good. The Weight of Judgment. Part 3. The Weight of Judgment. And listen, we're tapping away. We're at 66,000. So it looks like we may be able to get to 100K. We may be able to get to 100K. We didn't make it yesterday. But I think if we get there today, I think we'll be all right. All right. The Weight of Judgment. Why other people's opinions feels heavy. Why other people's opinions feel heavy. Much of the fear of failure is actually the fear of humiliation. I'm going to say that again. Thank you, Trinity. Thank you, Trinity, for those finger hearts. Much of the fear of failure is actually the fear of humiliation, embarrassment, or public disappointment. We want to appear to the world as though we have it all together. Thank you so much, Trinity. I appreciate that. As we literally sitting here, we're sitting here and we want to share with the world our brilliance, and we want that brilliance to be accepted and revered and regarded. Because we were taught that acceptance and approval and happiness and all those things are transactional. Because we were rewarded when we did the thing and we were successful, we were punished when we didn't. That is woven within the psyche of our community. Thank you so much, Nikki, for grabbing that daily heartening. It's woven. So again, much of the fear of failure is actually the fear of humiliation, the fear of embarrassment, the fear of public disappointment, being a disappointment to yourself and others publicly, especially when you're pulling the trigger. When you're pulling the trigger on releasing something as public and as intimate as a book. And if that book flops, how do you feel? It doesn't feel good. And so instead of risking the fear of that failure, and instead of risking the emotion of that failure, you have this fear of the failure, so you don't pull the trigger and don't do the thing. You don't release the book. You don't even write the book. Some of you are afraid to write the book because that book is going to reveal some truths that your family is holding as secret. That's a quick aside. Y'all are waiting for Big Mama to go on to see Jesus, and then you're gonna start telling your truth. You want to wait until people cross over, and then you want to write the book and to share your truth. Well, in actuality, you're shrinking your truth by not shedding your light right now. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. The nervous system interprets social rejection as physical danger because historically survival depended on being accepted by the tribe. It was predicated by belonging, being connected. So if you were rejected by the tribe, that meant you weren't going to survive. Many of you are so in love with your families. Many of you are so tied and so anchored to being connected to that tribe that you will subject yourself to any and every type of abuse known to man, especially the shrinking of who you are, because you want to be accepted by the family. You want to be loved by your mother. You want to be respected and regarded by your father. You want your significant other to accept you and to praise you. You want your children to be proud of you. So instead of risking all of that, you play it small. You play it small. You play it small. Judgment from others becomes a cage only when the subconscious believes those opinions define their worth. We just got through talking the last 2 days about the power of worth, your self-worth, how you see yourself. And when you begin to see yourself as worthy, how amazing things begin to shift in your life. But foundationally, the judgment of others becomes a cage. It becomes a cage. It becomes a cage when the subconscious believes that those opinions define your worth. From a quantum perspective, attention amplifies reality. Attention amplifies reality. The more you focus on judgment, the more it shapes your self-image. That's why you shrink. Because you're trying to maintain the face to the world of who you show yourself up as. Who you show yourself up as the golden child in the family, or even the black sheep of the family. You're trying to maintain that. Thank you. Thank you, fine wine, for my hat. You're literally trying to maintain that part. You're trying to maintain that imagery. And maintaining that mask is so heavy, it requires so much doggone work that literally judgment destroys all of that in your mind. So you protect it with all types of tenacity, and you don't pull the trigger on the thing that you really want for yourself. That's a tough place to be. And again, from a quantum perspective, attention amplifies reality. We already know that where your focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. And so since that is the reality, the more you focus on judgment, the more that judgment tends to shape how you see yourself. If you're ready for part 4, put 4 in the chat. Let's go, let's go. We are moving right along. We're doing really, really well. Let's go, let's go. Thank you. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Trinity. Thank you, honey, man. Thank you. Thank you, Janae. Thank you, everybody. Emotional memory. Emotional memory. Thank you, Songbird. Thank you, Glam. Emotional memory. When past failures become present limitations. This is real. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. And as you all share this live, I thank you, Alicia, for sharing out the live. Thank you, everybody, for sharing out the live and to pushing it. Emotional memory. When past failures become present limitations. That is a part of the limiting beliefs that I talk about in Cracking the Abundance Code. If you have not gotten your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code, you need to get it. Because I go in depth into those things in the very first chapter in Limiting Beliefs. Emotional memory and past failures become present limitations. The subconscious mind stores emotional memories as protective instructions. I'm going to say that again. The subconscious mind stores emotional memories as protective instructions even long after they're no longer relevant. So many times people are holding on to the old versions of themselves or the old stories of the trauma, the hurt, the pain, the things that you have experienced in the past, or what appeared to be failures in the past. You're holding on to those as instructions. And it becomes a part of the programming of your subconscious mind. So instead of pulling the trigger and making things happen, you're still walking in a season of a fear of failure. because the subconscious mind stores emotional memories as protective instructions. Fear is this thing that literally, your subconscious mind literally believes that it is protecting you from uncomfortable situations. It's protecting you from that which is the unknown. It's protecting you from all of that stuff. And as it is protecting you, it's really limiting you. It's not truly protecting you. It's truly limiting you because success is out there. Success is a thing that you have to step out and you have to actualize faith. Success is beyond the lens of your limited view with your natural eye. That's why you hear me always say, never believe the reports of your eyes and ears. Because your eyes and ears can only give you the facts, can only give you the right now. And it cannot operate in a place where it sees the future. And right along with that trepidation is fear. And so your subconscious mind is going to continue to hold on to the pains of the past, sacrificing the power of the present moment. You see, I love to quote Wayne Dyer when he said, most of my life is filled with such great sorrow, most of which never occurred. I'm going to say that again. Most of my life is filled with such great sorrow, most of which never occurred. And it never occurred because most of your life you're playing the mental movies over and over in your head. You know, the ones that make you overthink, the ones where you constantly hear this noise over and over again until it's silenced. That noise is the echoes from the pains of the past or the fears of the future. All at the same time, sacrificing the power of the present moment because you're sitting over there lamenting and playing those same old songs. I'm not even going to do it. I was going to say that. There was a song back in the day, back in the 80s, sad songs they say, or something like that. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it because I don't want to mess it up. But there was a song about it. But we literally continue to play those mental movies over and over and over again. And so that's what this is talking about. The subconscious mind stores emotional memories. And as it stores those emotional memories, you reinforce those emotional memories by playing the mental movies of those memories over and over and over again. The argument that you had yesterday with your significant other, the thing that happened at the office, you're playing that mental movie over and over and over again. But what happens when you're continuing to focus on the negative thing that happened, when you're continuously focusing on the trauma, when you continuously focus on the hurt, what happens when you're doing that? Where your focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. That's right. Where your focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. That's quantum law. And so it's incumbent upon you to shift that. So past disappointments create neural pathways that warn you, don't do that again. That's a limiting belief. That's a limiting belief. That's right, Mimi, you attract that. Thank you, Nikki. So the fear is not the failure itself. It is the anticipation of reliving an old emotional wound. If you're going to write anything down, write this down right here. The fear is not the failure itself. You're not really afraid of the failure. Not for real. It's not that. It's not the fear of the failure. It's not that at all. It's the anticipation of reliving an old story, an old wound. So what past disappointments are you still carrying around? What past disappointments are you still holding on to that have no relevance? Literally, do you realize that when you hold on to those old stories, those old traumatic experiences, do you realize that they're lodged in your physical body? You think that you got shoulder and neck pain because you slept wrong. No, you're holding the energetic imprint of trauma. You're holding the energetic imprint of hurt, pain, disappointment. You're holding those as a construct in your physical body, energetically. This is the path that you're on. Creating cyclically the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. This is why you continue to get the same thing over and over again. because this type stuff, this trauma is woven into your DNA now. It's woven not only into your subconscious substruct, but it is woven into your physical body. And if it causes you any stress, it's amplified by the cortisol that it releases into your bloodstream. The fear is not the fear of failure itself. It is the anticipation of reliving an old emotional wound. The law of rhythm reminds us that life moves in cycles, y'all. Life moves in cycles. Life moves in cycles. What once felt like a downfall may now serve as momentum. It's time. Yes, moving on up and out of all of that. If y'all are ready for part 5, put 5 in the chat. Let's go, let's go. If y'all are ready for part 5, put 5 in the chat. We're moving along today. We got about 15 minutes left. We're doing really, really well. I'm excited. We're already at 75K. We got a little bit more to go. Let's go, let's go. Thank you, Fine Wine. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Monique. This is a big day for Monique. Isn't that right? Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Janet O. Thank you, honey. Thank you, honey, man. Thank you, hey. Thank you, Trinity. Thank you, Licia. Yes, it is. You know, today we welcome Monique in as a member into the Oasis Mind Spa. Yes, 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 yes. This is a big day. This is a big day. We're excited for her. Identity and self-worth. We talked about this yesterday. The fear of failure. Identity and self-worth, the hidden core of fear. Fear of failure intensifies when someone unconsciously believes failure reveals something true about who they are. You see, a lot of people have this misunderstanding. A lot of people, anybody ever heard the term narcissist before? Anybody ever heard the term narcissist? If you've heard narcissist, put yes in the chat. You've heard that. You heard people call folks narcissists before. You know, a lot of people don't really understand what a narcissist is. They think they know. But the internet has this interesting way of shaping things and making them trendy. But a narcissist truly is a person who has a grandiose idea of themselves with no way to ever become one, with no way of ever hitting that space. A narcissistic person is a person who has a grandiose idea of themselves that they'll never reach. And the root of their unhappiness is the fact that they can never reach it. They don't have the capacity to reach that thing. The other thing that a narcissist does is that they make decisions based upon their glorified, amplified version of themselves. This elevated self-image that they can never reach. And so I watch people on social media talk about, oh, I'm dealing with a narcissist, I have a narcissist, or this, that, and the other, or he's a narcissist, or she's a narcissist, and they really don't understand what the true definition of it is. Does this person really have a grandiose idea of themselves that they really can't reach? Or is it you guys just have a way of communicating with each other that's not working? You say you know a president like that. I wonder what president, because you know there are a bunch of countries out here. I get it. There are a lot of countries out here. I have no idea to whom you speak of. Amy is hilarious. Amy, we love Amy. We love Amy. But I have no idea who Amy is talking about. The fear of failure intensifies when someone unconsciously believes that failure reveals something true about who they are. And sometimes this can cause a narcissistic kind of thing. So we're traipsing off into that territory. But from a healthy perspective, from a healthy perspective, y'all, from a healthy perspective, the fear of failure, it does intensify when you have a belief unconsciously that failure reveals something true about you, that you might not be the greatest. Like I'm not the greatest writer in the world. And so if my book fails, then that may reveal that I actually am not the greatest in the world. You see what I'm saying? Simple things, simple but very profound fears like that, they compound on top of one another. The moment you separate your identity from your performance, fear loses its power. The moment, put that, write that in the chat. Somebody write that chat. The moment you separate your identity from your performance, fear loses its power. It's called detachment. It's called detachment. You don't want to be attached to the outcome. If you read my very first book, I end the book with a story about detachment, about freedom and what allowing does. Getting out of the way. We call it in here, we call it sat down somewhere. We call it sat down somewhere. Allow the universe to do what it does. But the moment you separate your identity from your performance, how you see yourself and your performance are two different things. Because the moment you separate the two, fear has no power over you. That's right, honey man. No, you gotta love that mindset, because that mindset puts you in a space where you're invincible. The moment fear, the moment the fear, the moment you separate, the moment you separate your identity from your performance, fear loses its power. Thank you so much for that, Jay. Self-worth rooted in your essence, not in your achievements. What did I tell you? Your worth is not transactional. Your worth is not about your worth is not about what it is that you are trying to do. Your worth is not about what you're able to accomplish. You are worthy because you are. You're worthy because you're loved. You're worthy because you love yourself. You're worthy because you show up for you. You're worthy. You're worthy. You're worthy. You're worthy because you landed in this third dimensional reality. You're worthy. Self-worth rooted in your essence. What is your essence? Your essence is that you're here. Your essence is that you have chosen to come here to have an experience. Your essence is who you see yourself as. So, your self-worth rooted in your essence, not in your achievements. Because if you can see, and that's the thing, is sometimes many people they define themselves by their achievement. Like, you don't see behind me a wall filled with accolades. All you see is a guy sitting here with a t-shirt on that says, I am rich, with a nice little ankh necklace that a lot of people like. Y'all know y'all like my necklace. But I don't have my degrees and stuff on the wall. I don't have my accolades and I don't have my certificates hanging up to be beautifully displayed to show my academic prowess and my ability to turn a phrase. I don't have all of those things up there. Because my self-worth is rooted in my essence. I don't define myself by what I do, truly. Because I'm just like y'all, I'm just here. But I chose to be a healer. I chose to be a teacher. I chose to impact the lives of people. As I grow and as I mature, the more I'm able to separate who I am from what I do. And as I separate who I am from what I do, fear doesn't hit me the same way, because I'm not worried about how I see myself or my self-worth predicated by my achievements. See, many people walk around with their titles because it is their titles they believe that give them self-worth and self-value. Now, I'm not negating titles. I'm not negating the fact that people have their doctorate degrees, that they have several degrees, that they've done very, very, very well in life. I believe that you should tout those things and that you should celebrate them, because there's a part of you that never should dim your light because of the mediocrity of other people around you, or to make other people feel good about themselves. But it is absolutely important when it comes to this conversation and it comes to how you show up for yourself and you address the fear of failure. Because if this is a thing that you wrestle with, if you wrestle with the fear of failure, then these are the things that you need to be thinking about and how you need to bring them forward in the constructs of your mind. And you need to lay them as new programming in your subconscious mind so that you can move beyond these limiting beliefs that are systemic of the fear of failure. All right. So again, I'm going to say it again. Self-worth rooted in your essence, not in your achievement, creates emotional sovereignty. You want to be emotionally sovereign, because if you're not emotionally sovereign, you're in trouble. Because emotional sovereignty simply means that you're not pulled left or right emotionally. Emotion, what do we call emotion? Emotion is what? Emotion is energy in motion. And we already know what happens with energy. And we already know what happens when it begins to move in a particular direction. Because where your focus goes, energy flows. And energy flows, where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to be emotionally unintelligent. We don't want to have emotional irregularity, because in that space, it puts you, it makes you subject. It makes you subject to things that are outside of you. It makes you subject to all kinds of maladies and stuff. All right. So you make sure that your self-worth is rooted in your essence and not your achievements, because your self-worth is not transactional. And many of us were programmed from childhood to see our value as transactional. You are what you do. You are your successes. You are your failures too. Your daddy ain't worth nothing. Yeah, people say all kind of stuff, and I said it nicely. Hey, Noella. Hello from Argentina. Good to see you on here. Yeah, you hear these type of epitaphs all of the time. Oh, so and so, that's a sorry old joker. Oh, that joker won't do anything, or she ain't worth a hoot. Cause she does this, she does that, and so we define each other by what we do or what we don't do. We define each other by our failures or our successes. But true worth is not defined by either one of them. True worthiness, true worth is inherent. True worth is inherent. Each and every one of us is worthy simply by the mere fact that we show up. Simply by the mere fact that we show up. No one person is more valuable than the next because you show up. And we need your presence. However you play your role in this third dimensional reality, we need your presence in this process. We need it, we need it, we need it, we need it, we need it. All right, let's continue. Let's keep going. Quantum identity. Quantum identity, and this is big. Quantum identity theory suggests that multiple versions of you exist already. You align with the one you believe in most strongly. And I think that's where we're going to put a pin in it today. Because when you understand that in the quantum field, every iteration of you is available. The rich you, the broke you, the healed you, the sick you, the happy you, the sad you. Every version of you live concurrently in the quantum field. There's a version of you that has never been sick a day in your life. There's a version of you that has all of the health, happiness, and joy that you've ever dreamt of. There's a version of you that exists in the quantum field. And by virtue of your focus and your attention, because where your focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. By virtue of your focus, you literally are collapsing space and time onto the one timeline. And that one timeline you begin to experience as your reality. People, places, things, synchronicities, all these things begin to show up in your reality easily and effortlessly, simply because of how you see yourself. So your quantum identity suggests that multiple versions of you exist already. It's just which one are you going to choose today? And so are you going to choose the one that is based on fear? Or are you going to choose the one that is based on the one that is based on success, happiness, joy, fulfillment? The one that has everything that you have ever wanted, the one that is disciplined, the one that is clear, the one that is focused. Are you going to be that person? All right. Um, can we put a pin on today? Because we're right here. We're at the top of the hour. We're at 1:59. We have 11K to go. I think we can make it. I might give y'all a couple of extra minutes. So is it okay if we put a pin right here and we pick up where we left off right here? Is that okay? Can we pick up tomorrow? Can we pick up tomorrow? Can we pick that up tomorrow? Thank you, A-Town. Man, good to see you up in here. Good to see you up in here, A-Town. Yes, okay. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. So as we are here, I'm gonna go ahead and thank everybody that's been with us. Thank you, Janae, for moderating our few family members over here on YouTube. So we're gonna go ahead and say goodbye or good afternoon or later on for our folks over here on YouTube land. And we're getting ready to kick off our after party over here in TikTok land. So Janae, if you will, thank y'all so much. We truly appreciate you all for being on live with us today. It has been absolutely amazing. Listen, my name is AD Robertson. Yes, I am your success coach. And we will be back here tomorrow from 12 to 2. And we're just like every other day, we're going to have a message that's designed to be empowering and impactful at some meaningful level. So you make sure that you're back here tomorrow from 12 to 2 so that you can get your second dose of this amazing topic on overcoming or beyond the fear of failure. All right. Thank you so much. And we going